Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of our East Coast trip. Of our East Coast trip and day 2 of driving and doing nothing else. My mom had me whip around. You can't see it very good in the video, but it's raining. Earlier, it was pouring so hard you could hear the smacks of the rain on the pavement. But today is just more driving, but less long. So, and then tomorrow we get to go to DC, and I get to meet the one and only Guppy for the second time. So that's very exciting. Again, this vlog today will be boring because it'll just be me talking to a camera. But tomorrow, I promise, I'll actually show you me doing stuff. Isn't that exciting? Can you hear it? I think you can hear it. It is pouring rain on here. Cannot see, cannot hear.
Wow.
It's
That was 15 seconds.
And there's thunder and lightning. So we're in a thunderstorm while driving, while it's pouring rain.
Impressive.
No, that was 15 seconds.
Look at that rain. Tomorrow is going to be really hot,
15.
so I think that making up for that, I think that's actually kind of a good idea. I mean, it's not an idea. We are in Ohio. We're officially in Eastern time, which we will stay for the rest of the trip. I took a fat nap, and it's still kind of disoriented. So, and I listened to the entire Hamilton soundtrack twice in order. Amen. Thank you, Lin-Manuel Miranda. I listened to In the Heights yesterday. I'm gonna go through his whole discography. It's only in the spirit because they're going to New York and Washington D.C. Epic Hamilton moment. Look at those eye bags. It's pretty rough. But Eastern time zone, Ohio. We're gonna have lunch at Sam's Club, and then tomorrow, actual interesting things are gonna happen, which is super exciting. Okay, we just left Sam's Club for our lunch, and we are in Ohio, which means we're in Eastern time. Very exciting. I also have a neighbor now. Before, I have a different neighbor now.
There's a red robin.
There's a red robin right there. There's also Tom Nook. He's closer to me. He gets the best seat in the house. There's my Mountain Dew, Tom Nook, and my mom. That's it's just a Saturday afternoon. I guess a Sunday afternoon. Yeah.
Here, this will fit better.
T-minus 7 hours until we're in Virginia. Say hi, Donovan.
It's caught on your phone.
We got ourselves a big town. There, you can see it. It's Columbus, Ohio. You can see it better earlier because there's trees now. But look, there's the big guy. Say hi, Donovan. Welcome to Columbus, Ohio. Big buildings. We're gonna see a lot of big buildings soon, so this is the first instance of really big buildings. I'm really a fan of big buildings. They make me feel like it's like a mountain situation, where it's there's stuff. Also, it's really unique. We don't have a lot of big buildings in Casper. We have we have the egg beater and that one bank with the clock on it. We have that one bank with the clock on it, and that's really it. That's it. New state, we are in West Virginia, which is Virginia, it's in the West. You would never have guessed that, I just told you. New state, which means we are one state closer to our destination for the night. There's been so many large semi-trucks driving by us on these highways, and it's kind of been frightening. For me personally, I don't know about everyone else. Say hi, Mom. Hi. Wave. Like I said, tomorrow will be an amazing vlog. It's not going so great so far. It's just a lot of talking, which I don't mind because I love to talk. We just left West Virginia to go to Pennsylvania, but don't you fret. We'll be back. Hi, Donovan. We will be back soon, but it's just another state to add on to our list of West Coast states.
A little tiny tip of West Virginia right here that we drove through to get to Pennsylvania.
There's a little bit, a corner of West Virginia to get to Pennsylvania.
But we're gonna go back to West Virginia.
Go down
to Virginia.
I think this is the most states I'm ever gonna go in one trip because of how tiny they are, how close together they are, closer to the east. We are at the Pennsylvania Welcome Center. Where they welcome you to Pennsylvania, I guess. it is fun. This is Wawa's homeland. This is where Philly is, where that big ass bell is. Haven't seen any other welcome centers. Apparently this is enough of a popular destination. I think we stopped then right here, Blue Star Memorial Highway. Okay, now that we are finished with the Pennsylvania Welcome Center, we have been officially welcomed to Pennsylvania. We are going back to West Virginia. Like, returning, it's like a little circle because these states have weird borders. Like the ones closer to where I live, it's very like, Wyoming's literally like a square, and then Nebraska next to it is a weird rectangle. So as they get closer to the east, they just get funkier shaped and funkier bordered. So that's a fun culture shock. We have been unwelcomed from Pennsylvania now that we're leaving, and then West Virginia, and then we're sleeping in Virginia, and then tomorrow is DC, which is District of Columbia, which is not Virginia, but Virginia adjacent. People be virgining Enya in Virginia. This is more like it over here, like this kind of like hilly, mountainy environment, very familiar. It's me when we were driving through like Washington and Idaho and Oregon and those over there, except this is way more like fluffy, pretty trees and less snowy mountains. I do like the hills more than the flatlands. I like to be contained. See, look at all them trees. Wow. Last year the running theme was trees. I think this year the running theme is going to be big buildings and less trees, because it was very naturey last time, and now we're doing the opposite of nature, which is city, and the opposite of trees, which is no trees. We are in West Virginia, which has the beautiful, beautiful scenery that you're seeing here. You cannot see it because I'm terrible at filming, but beautiful, gorgeous trees. More mountains, more trees. We're back in mountain land. It's very exciting. And we're in West Virginia. I really need to find better ways to describe things in these. I keep telling people to subscribe to my YouTube channel, but if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you just get me describing locations, which is not as fun, and it's just a lot of car. But like I said, there will be no more car. I just lied. There will be more car, but like less car. Maryland moment, new state, new video. The Tonys are today, which is very exciting. It has nothing to do with this trip, but it means something to me. So we're in Maryland, it's Tony's Day, we're staying in Virginia, DC tonight, and tomorrow is DC Day, we're post-Tonys. So if Schmigadoon does end up winning Best Musical or one of the Best Actress or Featured Awards, that means we're going to go see a Tony-winning musical. I mean, we're going to go see a Tony-winning musical anyway, considering the fact that it already won Best Book. It also won Best Original Score, which in my opinion is kind of confusing because the original score, this was a show that came out in 2021 on Apple TV. It was a score, I mean, obviously it's still an original score, but it's still kind of an adaptation, so I'm wondering if that still counts as an original score. But at some point, I think that we're just going to have to let that go. I do think they're in the contender for Best they already lost Best Costumes. I think they might get Best Lighting. Best Actress, I don't think they have Best Actress. I think Ragtime has Best Actress. And then Featured Actress, I see that. I do see that. Although if it was up to me, I would pick Rocky Horror for Lead Actress, Ragtime for Lead Actor. And then Best Musical, I don't want it to be Lost Boys. I know, Dad loves that movie. I'm sorry, I don't want it to be Lost Boys. I think I'd be okay with it. It's not gonna be Cats. It's not gonna be Ragtime. I think it's gonna go to Two Strangers. I actually would be really happy if it went to Two Strangers, considering the fact that Two Strangers is the only non-adaptation musical on the list. Maybe not on the list, but it's one of the only ones. It's Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York, which is a very new original story that opened in the West End originally that moved to Broadway, which I think is a really interesting course of action, considering it usually goes the opposite way. And for a show that started in the West End and then turned into Broadway to get lots of Tony nominations is extremely rare. So I'm happy for them, and I hope it wins some stuff. It hasn't gotten anything yet. So far, it's mostly been Schmigadoon and a lot of Death of a Salesman. So I think that that's how it's going to end up turning. I do think Ragtime has to win something because it's Ragtime and Joshua Henry and Casey Levy and Brandon Yerkowitz, however you say his name. I think that that is the key to a Tony winning team. So we will see, because the actual Big Four Awards starts about half an hour, so we will see if any of my predictions are correct. But I do know that Schmigadoon is going to sweep. That's just how it works, based on the Tony predictions and the money it's making so far, and the way that they've been advertising the show. You might not think it, but actually ticket sales do affect something when it comes to Tony winners. I think that in terms of Avenue Q winning, it turns out it was because of the way that they. I was stopped, but the moral of the story is that the Tonys are today, and I have lots of thoughts about them. I've been stopped unfairly. Commercial break, and also Maryland trees. There are trees here. So Maryland rest stop, bathroom, and then back in the car for Tony's. There was a quick, a minute where I thought I wouldn't be able to watch the Tony's live, but my mom is a tech genius and she helped me. So, back in the car, back driving, about 2 hours left, and more Tony watching. This is like a vaguely horror movie type shit we're dealing with here. It's like old-fashioned houses and no streetlights. Like, these are old houses, scary streets. Look at us heading into a metropolitan,
Metropolitan?
Yeah, that kind of
I
area.
remember the work as a Metro Man from Megamind.
Exactly, Metro Man from Megamind.
You should have taken a video of people breaking the law.
I could have. I was focused on the Broadway Theater Awards. Wow, look at that.
Watch it again tomorrow on there, having
Scary streets. Been on like crazy city highways at night. For a minute there. Whoa! Big buildings with lights on them. That's sick. I know we're gonna see a lot of them, but on this scary highway. What? The airport? What airport?
Which airport?
Wow.
Has two major airports just like Reagan and Dulles.
Capital One Center. Look at all these buildings.
Whoa, look at that.
They have things in them. That's the American flag.
Is that what building is
I don't know, but I think it's still Capital One. That's like Capital One Center. All of them say that.
Well, look at this one.
I think you'll see. Oh, there's more over there. Buildings. Buildings for days. Buildings for days. Buildings for hours.
This one.
I can't see it. I can't see
It looks
it.
cooler at night.
Ah! Building! You can barely
So many lights.
lights.
Parking garage.
I know, it's pretty. One of us, you moved us to
If
Hicktown.
you want us to not be wowed by bright lights in a city, you shouldn't have moved us to
Yeah, you shouldn't have moved us to Wyoming if you were going to make fun of us for being impressed by big city lights. That's not fair.
And then you were getting mad at us earlier when we didn't care about the big city. Pick a lane.
And then we
See,
were
this is why we weren't being like, wow, because now you're making
fun of us. And then you guys were.
Quiet. I don't know where I'm going.
They were like, look at all those. All right then. Welcome to our bougie, modern, urban hotel room. Dad is dropping Jess off at her own hotel room because that is a financial decision she decided to make. And then Maverick's returning the luggage cart, so for now it's just us. Art, window, me and Donovan's bed, fancy old desk, parents' bed, couch, mirror, big old TV, like an actual kitchen over there, kinda, has a microwave, and the computer's right there, and then a big fancy bathroom, cabinet, extended stay, because we're staying for an extended amount of time. I don't know if that's true, but big fancy hotel room. It's a lot of room for us to spread out, which is probably a good thing, considering how cramped we've been recently. I forgot to film an outro last night, so end of day 2.